1991. Royal guests in the Limestone City. Prince Charles and Diana, his princess, came ashore from the Royal Yacht Britannia punctually at 10:30 this morning. Our NewsHour coverage begins as the visit did at Kingston's historic City Hall.
The signature of a royal couple inscribed earlier today here at City Hall by Charles, the Prince of Wales and heir, and his wife Diana, the Princess of Wales. Good evening. I'm Dick Trotter.
And I'm Christine Ross. It has been one busy day in the Limestone City as the royal couple moved from formal to less formal events. On this special edition of NewsHour, we'll look at the events of the day, the events leading up to the visit, and the security it required.
Christine and her entire news-gathering crew have been on the go throughout the day preparing for this evening's newscast. When the royal couple came ashore this morning, Catherine Melville was there.
A picture-perfect day as the royal barge brought the Prince and Princess of Wales to meet the crowds at Kingston City Hall. The excitement reached a feverish pitch as Prince Charles and Diana, Princess of Wales, stepped ashore right at 10:30. They were welcomed by local politicians and Kingston Mayor Helen Cooper. They then made their way through the crowd where they were a royal hit.
We gave her a teddy bear. Oh, I can't believe this. She asked if it was for us or if it was for her, or if it was for William. I'm just so excited.
I'm just really hoarse and my hands are cold, but I got a lot of pictures of him too. I got to shake his hand.
And she said, how long have you been here? And we said, we've been here since 5 o'clock. And she says, wow. And that was it. She shook her hand. And I'm nudging my cousin. She did it. She did it.
Many people didn't meet them, but just seeing Charles and Diana was exciting enough.
Oh, I'm thrilled. The thrill of my life. I come from England, and I've just become an immigrant in Canada, and they're a wonderful symbol of my country.
Oh, they were great. I was kind of disappointed, like, they weren't here too long, but, oh, it was really nice.
They didn't talk that well.
Yeah. We had to skip school to come and see them, so.
Kingston aldermen did get a chance to meet the royal couple. The Premier's office had dictated initially that aldermen could not greet them, but apparently those plans changed last night. Alderman Gary Bennett asked Premier Bob Rae this morning about trying to take over the civic reception.
Well, when I met Bob Rae, I asked him quite honestly why he had invited himself to the city of Kingston, and he quite bluntly reiterated that he did not invite himself, and then I asked him who invited him, and he had no answer. He just merely walked away and got in his car.
The royal couple were unaware of the controversy. They stood on the podium to give the crowd what it wanted.
Your Royal Highnesses, it is indeed a profound honor for the people of the city of Kingston and for people from the Kingston area to be able to welcome you to our community.
Charles and Diana signed the city's guest book and greeted more people before leaving City Hall. Excitement has been building in Kingston for weeks. Charles and Diana certainly didn't let this crowd down. They put on a real royal show. But the primary purpose for their visit is Queen's University's sesquicentennial celebrations. For CKWS News, I'm Catherine Melville at City Hall. From here, it was on to the Queen's campus, where Bill Morrison picks up the story.
The centerpiece of sesquicentennial celebrations currently underway on this historic campus. Thousands of onlookers turned out to see the Prince and Princess of Wales. The royal couple paid a visit to the university in recognition of its 150th anniversary. After being officially welcomed by Chancellor Agnes Benedictson and Principal David Smith, the Prince was officially robed for convocation ceremonies. As they made their way over to Grant Hall, the Princess of Wales stopped periodically to chat with the crowd, a gesture which was much appreciated.
They've been my idol since I was 10. Yes, this day is a dream come true.
I was from Northern Ireland, and it's really exciting to see your actual future king and queen. It's very, very exciting.
After receiving an honorary Doctor of Laws degree, the heir to the British throne delivered a 20-minute speech focusing on a number of world issues, including Canada's constitutional problems.
The world, in brief, needs Canada. I believe that these many and varied strengths will stand Canada in excellent stead as the country wrestles with the challenges which lie ahead of responding to the aspirations of the original inhabitants of this land, of affirming Quebec's distinct nature, of equipping Canada with the means of meeting the economic challenges of the next century.
Hundreds of people listened to the speech on loudspeakers outside, and many felt the Prince made a strong statement about Canadian unity.
I thought it was very nice. I was very impressed they spoke in both English and French. That's really good.
I thought it was really good. He had a lot to say. I was mainly here to see Princess Diana, but it was nice to see him as well. Glad he honored our campus with his presence.
Minister of the Environment, the Honorable Jean Charest, greeted His Royal Highness outside, where he unveiled a plaque designating Queen's University a National Historic Site. The Prince later had lunch at the John Deutsch Center and toured the Agnes Etherington Arts Center. Bill Morrison, CKWS News.
After the speech carried live on CKWS television this morning, the visit then became a two-parter, with the couple going their individual itineraries. While Charles lunched informally with the students at Queen's University, his wife Diana went on to a more formal engagement.
And that was at the Princess of Wales' own regiment on Montreal Street. It was a military reception complete with a parade. The princess arrived half an hour late, but this regiment has been waiting years, so 30 minutes was nothing. There was one brief interruption. A police car rear-ended another in full view of the princess, who had this reaction. The Princess of Wales, as the name suggests, is the colonel-in-chief of this regiment, a role she takes seriously. Keeping with military tradition, the princess, like other colonels, meet and talk to the soldiers, a task she carried out numerous times during her inspection of the Honor Guard. Norman Sudds, who joined the regiment in 1938, was close enough to hear some of her comments.
Well, she asked him how many nights a week that he attended when he joined, and at that time it was one night a week. So that's all I heard her say to him.
Today is bittersweet for Lieutenant Colonel Ike Kennedy, the commander of this regiment for 3 years. He's retiring, and what better send-off?
Yes, indeed. In fact, as I mentioned a moment ago, it's probably a better way to come in, but it is nonetheless one heck of a way to go out.
The crowds jostled for the best positions, and the creators of this banner were overwhelmed by the princess.
I think the first thing that ran through my mind was, she's a real person, and that really struck me. I'm used to seeing her on TV, and I guess the reality of it, because she was on TV all the time, didn't strike me until I actually saw her in person.
Once the public reception was complete, Her Royal Highness was ushered inside the armory for a private lunch. Friends of the regiment were invited inside to mingle with the princess, all hoping for a face-to-face meeting with the future queen.
I'm sure it'll be very exciting to talk to her. I hope I get the chance.
Have you thought of anything you want to say to her if she approaches you?
I'd like to talk about her children, since I have children. And that's her background, actually, as a child care worker. So I'm sure she has a lot of recommendations for a young parent.
After lunch, the princess witnessed the change of command ceremony. Lieutenant Colonel Kennedy hands command over to Lieutenant Colonel Morecambe. Even in such formal settings, the princess looks relaxed. She didn't leave empty-handed. She received a brooch and didn't hesitate to pin it on her jacket. And she was given 3 jackets, 1 for her, 2 for her sons. After her 2-hour visit, she was gone, but left behind some vivid memories.